Hello and welcome to the City Underground podcast, a place for creatives, emerging artists, dancers, whatever it is that you do. This is a great place for you to tap in and meet with some like minded people. My name is Nathaniel W. James, and we're just going to get into some music today. I'm glad that you guys topped in again. And if this is your first time, welcome. This is just a place for us to talk about music, the music industry, the music business, gigs, whatever it is. We just want to talk to like minded musicians that are doing their thing and loving it. All right. So let's get straight into it. I like to start my episodes off a little light just so that you can get to know me a little bit. So here's a little random gem. This one's probably going to get me in trouble. I am Jamaican, so I'm pretty much writing off all my Jamaican roots with this last statement or with this statement that's coming up. I do not like jerk chicken. All right? There's something that you know about me. I think that it's overrated. Chicken in general to me is just an overrated meat. It's dense, and then even with the jerk sauce, it's just to me, you know what I mean? But if I say that in the room of a bunch of Jamaicans, I will be crucified. So now you know me a little better, and you got a little ammo on me if you want to take me down a couple pegs. Now, I'm a musician, I'm an arranger and a producer. I've been playing music my whole life, and because of that, I've got the privilege to talk to and play with and work with a lot of amazing, dope artists. And so I've had the privilege of talking to a lot of musicians. And one question that I know has come up several times is, how do you make money with music? And I know that you're sitting there thinking like, here we go again. Um, Spotify, you could gig and blah, 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 blah. But how do you actually make real money with music? Now, this video that I'm going to watch right now, or show you if you haven't seen it yet, is a great breakdown as to a great approach for an artist who has good music that they want to share, but they want to also know strategy and what to do with this music. This is a great way that you can start making some money today. Let's check it out.
Stage, Apple Music had their 93 months for free. The QR code real big on it. To me,
How can artists make money with their music?
give it away.
Yeah.
Give
Build
it away.
demand.
Give it away. They're gonna. To me,
How can artists make money with their music?
give it away.
Yeah.
Give
Build
it away.
demand. Build
Give it away. They're gonna listen to it for free anyways. Did you not see that after the Super Bowl just recently when Usher got off stage, Apple Music had their 93 months for free. The QR code real big on the screen. They're gonna give you away because that's the best way to retain business. If it's good, they're gonna keep you coming back. You're not gonna make no money off of that 99-cent shirt, off the 99-cent song when you're there. You're gonna make money off of the $40 hoodie. You're gonna make money off your $20 performance. You're gonna make money off your $10 live stream or whatever it is.
Correct.
You're even gonna make money. Dare I say, what if you gave enough music, enough quality music away, and then you got those people to sign up for a subscription?
A community?
On me, that means you're gonna let me know when you drop music?
That means you get music nobody else gets.
I'm gonna get it first.
You get it first.
What a concept.
Exclusive.
What a
You got
concept.
websites like Even Biz. I want the wasn't the Little Russell and Hit Boy that just hit for
Yeah.
like 7 M's.
How can artists make money with their music?
Okay. So, I mean, not much controversial about that. Essentially, what they're saying is music's been free for a long time. I've been saying this for a minute. I just started my podcast, so I haven't been saying it to you guys, but I've been talking to a lot of musicians for a long time, and I've known for a long time, even before Napster. You know what I mean? Some of you guys aren't even old enough to know what that is. But even before then, music's been free. It took me a long time to really grasp the idea of the value of art and art in the business aspect of in the marketplace. That's what I want to say. Like art in the marketplace. Art is a very interesting commodity because it really does lend itself to being exclusively valued. Somebody can have a piece of art and appreciate it because it had this effect on them, and so because it had that effect on them emotionally, they want it, they need it, and they will do this much or spend that much to get it. That same piece of art, eh, to somebody else. And so because it's so subjective, when we're looking at music, especially because it's not even a visual art form, it's audible. It makes it super difficult to say that this thing that is just floating around in the air and that people have been making for years and years, and that's in a lot of ways is very similar, and that only the little subtle differences really distinguish one song from another. It's very difficult to say that this thing is more valuable than that. And so because of that, I think that a lot of the value in the art of music has been taken away, unfortunately. So that kind of puts us in a position as musicians. I'm still going to make music. I'm never going to stop making this thing. And so if I dedicate my life to this and it's not going to make me any money, am I then destined to be broke and struggle and work paycheck to paycheck, or work a day job that I hate just to fund my music, or you know what I mean? All these negative possibilities. So I think that this video and many videos like it kind of give us a little bit of perspective when it comes to art and music specifically. So basically, they're saying, give it away because it's going to be free anyways. People are going to listen to it anyways. But what you do is you give it away as a way to draw people in to whatever it is that you're about. It's almost like a greeting card at this point where you can say, this is my name. I am alternative R&B. And there's going to be somebody out there that says, oh, I like alternative R&B. Huh. How long have you been alternative R&B for? Oh, well, about 10, 15 years. Oh, my goodness. You've been alternative R&B for 15 years? Well, can I hear some of your personality? And then you show them who you are. And they say, okay, that's cool. So now that you're drawn them in, that's when you can have the conversation of, well, what is it that you like? What is it that you value in life? And then go from there. And, I'm speaking metaphorically, of course, I like to, but in real time, that looks like somebody listening to your music and then discovering your podcast and then getting to know what your thoughts are and your perspective is on some world events or whatnot, or some thoughts that you share that they also share. And then it looks like, hey, I got my views on my shirt, and so I'm going to sell you my shirt as merch. And because that person believes in the same thing you believe in, they feel confident wearing that shirt, and the shirt looks great. And so you get $20 there, and then you realize that that person is not that unique. That person is actually in the pot of like 50,000 people that think the same way. And now you have a market for merch, or you have a market for your podcast, or you have a market for gaming, if that's something else that you like to do, where people will come and watch your stream. And so just kind of piggybacking off of what they're basically saying is, listen, use your music in the most powerful way that you can use it, as a calling card, as a introduction. Give it away so that people can see and experience you, so that when they actually come close to you, you have something else tangible to sell. Now, that is the key right there. If you don't have something tangible to sell, that's where a lot of us go wrong. Let me come back over here. That's when a lot of us go wrong, me included. For a long time, I didn't really realize the value of having something tangible to sell to the people that you want to be your customers. Making music is literally life for musicians, but life is also life for musicians. And it's actually not as difficult as you think it might be. If you're somebody who's out there, who you're a musician, and you're thinking to yourself, well, Nate, listen, I just make music. I don't have merch. I don't have clever ideas for a product. I'm not an inventor. I don't have a podcast. I don't like being in front of the camera. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different ways to generate income that aren't necessarily selling tangible goods. This is where, uniquely enough, if you use the same creative brain that you use to come up with your music or your art, you can then find a solution to making money from your art. I can't really tell you exactly what to do, but I will say that once you shift your perspective in general from the thought process of I am only this and this is only what I do to what could I possibly do to change my position and where I'm at right now, automatically there's going to be a plethora of questions that might start coming into your mind that might lend themselves to creating a creative solution to that. I don't want to say problem, but that question in your mind of how can I make more money with my music, which in turn will give you more time for your music. You see how that works? You get more money, which gives you more time, which helps you make more money, which gives you more time. And so your creative schedule gets broadened by the money that you're making so that you can create more and work less. So great things. I mean, I'm excited about that because I've known for a long time that we have to change. I didn't say we have to. I'm really trying to stop saying that. But for some of us, changing the way that we approach our creative world may actually make more room for us to create and stay in that world. It's ironic, but in some cases, it's very true. All right, I'm going to move on. I actually have a friend that I want to get on the call, and I'm going to call him up right now. Hopefully he's available. His name is Cheese, one of my good friends. I met him in Los Angeles. We've played a bunch of gigs together. I think he's top 5 drummers, definitely, in the world. I don't care, you know. And let's see if we could get him on the phone. I'd love to hear his perspective on the music industry as a musician. And he actually just started his own band, and so he has started getting into original recordings and performances. And for a lot of musicians, that's a big step, to go from your instrument as an accompaniment to go from accompanying the main artist to becoming the main artist yourself is a huge step. And so I would love to get him on the phone. Let's give him a try and see if he has some time.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
All right. Unfortunately, I think he's busy right now, but that's all right. We'll get him another time. So I'd like to move on to something that's not so, corporate, but something that's a little bit more down to earth when it comes to musicians, and that is the community. One thing that I've become very passionate about is us coming together and supporting each other. when I went out to Los Angeles, I've found out very quickly that you kind of had to have a little bit of a guard up in regards to the people that you associated with and the people that you were trying to get to know. And I personally didn't like it. I met a lot of amazing people out there, and even the people that were, not the best fit for me, I still appreciated them because at the end of the day, this is an industry, and sometimes it gets rough. And so, sorry, sometimes it gets rough. And so you really have to, you don't have to, but for me personally, I try to look beyond like the things that are happening to the person that they're happening through and they're happening to. And so, I mean, I'll tell you a quick story. Obviously not going to name any names, but so I was in Los Angeles and I had been working for a while, and you know what I mean, just gigs here and there and whatnot. And I kind of wanted to get to another level of production in the production world. And so I connected with this amazing producer and actually went to his event and kind of just like went for it, introduced myself, sat in so he could see me play and whatnot. And it was working. Relationship was going great. Called me for a gig. Everything was working, and actually asked me if I'd been signed, and you know what I mean, just the whole thing. If you've ever been to Los Angeles and spent any time out there, you know how things kind of progress. And so when it got to the point where our relationship was actually like getting solidified, something really drastic happened, and so there was like a little bit of a miscommunication, and because of that I didn't really want to say anything because there was something going on amidst like him and his friends and whatnot, and I didn't want to mess around, so I just let it chill. And one of his guys reached out to me about another gig, and so I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely down, we just have to sort out this one thing. And then that guy went back and mentioned something to him and relayed the message just kind of crazy. And so because of that, boom, just like that, our relationship was severed and obviously never recovered from that. That was, I would say, one of three instances that I was really, I really saw how fickle the music industry in terms of our community could be. It can be very short and very black and white, no second chances, just every man for themselves, and very cold it can be. And so because I've gone through that, I would say three times in my life, I would say that I went through that where my intentions, though they were good, were misunderstood. And because the industry is very black and white and can be potentially cold, the relationship ended just like that. And I realized very quickly, okay, there's a very big difference between the music industry and the community of musicians. The music industry is a business. Treat it as such. Friends or no friends, relationship or no relationship. This is the music business. Respect it for what it is. Be on your P's and Q's. Be political if you got to be political. Make sure that your communication is on 10. Be early for everything. You just got to be spotless. Absolutely spotless. And that's all outside of actual musicianship. That's just being professional. And then there's the community where you'll find people who are willing to grind together and come together for a common cause. So I learned very, very quickly that those two things were very far apart. And I had thought in the beginning that they were all one thing. The community was the a group of people who were working in the industry. And from my experience, I didn't feel it when the rubber hit the road. And so, I only say that to say that there's a lot of musicians out there that are grinding, moving out to LA right now, maybe moving out to Nashville, Atlanta, wherever you're planning to move to these big major music industry cities. When you get there, I would just advise treat the music business with the same amount of tenacity and respect that you would treat God on that level. Put it right underneath him. Like, I'm talking, you're not late for nothing. You're 30 minutes early for everything. You get an email, you respond within 10 minutes if you can. You make sure that your communication, when you do communicate, it's clear. Whatever you say, make sure that it's conveyed in a way that is respectful and that people truly understand your intention and what you're trying to say. And I'm just being vulnerable for the sake of anybody who is entering into this. Maybe you guys are younger, maybe you're older. It doesn't even matter. If this is helpful, I'm fine with being open and letting you guys know some things that will prevent you from making certain mistakes. Or I don't want to call them mistakes, but just missing out on opportunities unnecessarily. And so, on the other side of the spectrum, the community, that's where I've become truly very passionate about, building that community of musicians that can speak openly about these things so that we don't have to relive them over and over and over and over again. The younger kids that are coming up can have their eyes wide open and they can come into this music industry and kill it and just hit the ground running with all the practical practices that they need in order to succeed. And that's where I'm gonna leave it. That's where I want to leave it. I appreciate you guys stopping in again. I hope that you guys got some value from what I mentioned and from the video that you watched. I'll be recording these videos as long as I can record videos. I'm here for you guys. Reach out to me on all social medias. Well, not all of them. I shouldn't say that. Instagram, you can find me at Nate the Producer. YouTube, and everywhere else. Just Google Nathaniel W. James and you'll find me. And yeah, if you have any questions, reach out to me. If you just want to talk and pick my brain, let me know. I'm a producer, a pianist, a bassist, and an arranger, and a sound engineer. So if you have any questions within that world, I'm perfectly open with, talking to you guys about that. That's not a problem. And also, this one's a little bit, touchy, but like, if you actually just want to talk, I know that a lot of us don't really have anybody to talk to, just in general. I am entering into my training to be a life coach, and that's something that I take very seriously. I like to help people navigate through their ideas, their thoughts, and some things that may be bothering them, maybe some beliefs that aren't serving you anymore. Reach out to me. Send me an email. My email is nathanielwjames@gmail.com, or I am Nate the Producer @gmail.com. I only have two because one's production and one's just real life. But either one of those, reach out to me and we'll talk it up. We'll chop it up. Thank you again for tuning in. My name is Nathaniel W. James. This is the musicians. I'm sorry. Thank you for tuning in again. My name is Nathaniel W. James. This is the City Undrgrnd podcast, a place for creatives, emergent artists, dancers, whatever it is that you do. This is a great place for you to come and tap in with like-minded people. All right, take care.